Welcome everyone, my name is Sturnus. This is going to be a WoW golf making video for the WoW Classic for the TBC version. So this is a golf farm that doesn't require any professions and is about as good as many others that require professions, actually. Maybe slightly lower than some of them, but for the most part I think it's pretty good regardless, right? And the best thing about this farm is that you can do it at a relatively low level, because I'm level 65 and I'm doing relatively decent. Now the valuable thing about this farm is that if you come here at level 65 or 66 or so, you are gonna be able to level of this, right? I'm still getting XP, as you can see here. As you can see, it's at 790 for per mob, which is not a lot, but if you are here farming for a good amount of time, then it's gonna get really good, right? So what we are farming here is, well, first of all, we are getting silver, because even though these things are not really humanoids, they are demons, but somehow they drop silver, right? So the silver is gonna be enough to cover for the mana drinks, and then you're gonna have like some extra, right? And it's a little, but if you do this for like 1 hour, you're gonna get decent, right? Decent amount of silver. Then you can also get this type of items, some green items, right? And also some gray items, right? The gray items usually go for around one gold on the vendor, and the greens, assuming you don't wanna use the auction house, which you can to sell them for more. But if you just wanna go for vendor price, they are between 3 and 6 golds usually. This one is 3.93, so pretty good. And you can even get some blue items, although those are really hard to get, right? However, the main item that we are here after is called the Mote of Shadow, right? The Mote of Shadow, once you have 10 of them, you can turn them into Primal Shadow. And the Primal Shadow is basically an item that's used to make any best in slot GR, right? Like really good GR for a lot of classes. And the most important thing is that here I got one of the most. The most important thing is that it's an item that it doesn't lose value throughout the entire expansion. Uh, Generally speaking, mostly because it's like every new phase. Okay, for those that don't know, TBC has multiple phases. Okay, so there's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and so on, right? So every of these phases, including the first one, right? All these items, like all these modes of shadow, the primal shadow, right? They can be used to make a really good GR, and every single phase they add more new items you can craft if you have this, right? Now this is mostly for people with like crafting professions, so we don't really care about that ourselves. If you just wanna like farm, it's completely fine, right? And you just sell this in the auction house, and they are doing really well. So right now, although this will depend on like a lot of things, will depend, um, of your current of your server and so on, right? But as of now, this is going each of them for like 1.56, right? Which basically means that one primal is around. Usually they are slightly higher than the mods. So if the mods are going for like 1.56, right? One gold and a half basically, you can expect the primal shadow to be around 10% extra, so probably around 17, 17 gold, something like that. You can get, I would say, between 2 and 4 depending of how GRs you are, right? Because like at level 65 you're gonna be fine, they won't kill you, as you can see. Especially if you're a hunter. Hunters are extremely good for this type of farm. However, if you're like higher level and higher GR as well, then you're gonna be killing this way faster, which also means, not only means that you are just like killing them faster, it also means that you have to stop less often to drink mana, because you will just kill them in less spells, right? Yeah. So about this farm is located in this part of the map. let's zoom out for a moment. Okay, this is the TBC map, the entire map. So this is on the Hellfire Peninsula, which is the first map, right? You get out of here, out of the Dark Portal. So you can see this is really good. Like this is one gold farm that you can start doing early. Even if you really wanted to just start farming this early, you can still, like, you're gonna be able to level of this, right? Pretty decent, yeah. So there are a few spots for this. There is this spot here, which I'm doing. Then there is, I'll show you. There's like around the right here. There is some more spots for this, and then there are some spots in here, right? However, I believe this spot where I am is by far the best, simply because many people don't even know about this spot, and I'm gonna show you why in a second. Like, um, first of all, this one right here, everyone knows about this one. There's plenty of people there. That's like the classic one, okay, the typical one. Then there is this one, like around here. I'll show you. Just behind this wall. This wall is not even really well represented in the map, as you can see, right? Like there's a walls above, but there's not a wall here, right? So it's kind of visually tricky, basically. But if you come here, you'll see there's like a lot of people here, like farming. You see there's like farming there. There's the guy also farming there, and so on, right? Um, However, there are multiple spawns, so I mean it's still fine for farming. Like you can farm here. There is also, by the way, these things in the sky, right? They tend to spawn like 3 to 4 of these, right? And once you kill them, it doesn't take long until they reappear again. Okay. So basically, you have that spot. Then you have, I believe there's another spot around here. Yeah, as you can see, there's another, right? So these ones are still usually less competition than this side of the map, right? I just wouldn't recommend you this side of the map because it's always, always, always so populated of people. This one is a bit less populated, right? And then what most people don't know is that they think it's like it stops here at the wall, right? Because if you leave this area, right, and you go through this wall, first of all the map changes, like the map name changes already, right? For a second, which is confusing, right? And even the graphics, like right now you see a slightly more shiny, like the less dark the area, right? So a lot of people just look at this wall and they be like, okay, there's nothing further, like over the wall. There's no more farm, right? But they are grown because you can see here there is a respawn, and as I'm saying, like eventually you'll find something, like somebody, right? Eventually somebody's gonna know, but like most of the people really don't know, and you can be here alone for the most part, right? And you can see it's very good, right? You can see you can get multiple of these together, and you can AoE if you wanna like AoE. Let's say you're playing a paladin or something, you can do that. However, I think for this type of farms, the hunter personally for me is the best. Um, and it's the best simply because first of all you get mana regen from the aspect of the Viper talent that you unlock at level 64, if I'm correct. I actually unlocked that at 65. I don't remember now, but yeah. So you have this, the lower mana you have, the more you're gonna regen, right? Now, to be honest, you are still gonna be able to stop, right? To take some drink and get some mana and so on. But because of this, you are not gonna be able to have to stop so often, right? So that's pretty good. Then you also have this talent, Spirit Bonds, which gives you health per second, percentually, to you and to your pet as well, right? Um, you can ignore this, by the way. Like this thing doesn't do any damage. It's just like some visual thing. Doesn't really matter, right? Um, yeah. So if you have these talents, I have, for example, this one here on Beast Mastery. This one is really good, right? This one is just gonna give you so much sustain in combat, right? To you and also your pet. And you can set your pet to taunt the enemies automatically, as I have it now. So it's gonna be constantly hitting the enemies and taunting them, right? So you can do the damage. So I think the hunter is one of the best classes, and especially if you're starting like low level farming, you know, like 64, 65, and so on, because it barely takes any damage. Like if you look at this, look, now I'm hitting two of them, right? But one of them is being tanked by the pet, right? Wait, let me. Yeah, one of them is being tanked by the pet, and now one dies, and now the pet is tanking the other. right? So if you notice, like basically I barely lose any HP, right? Now imagine if you were level 70, like you can just do this basically without ever stopping, and you can just like loop on killing them, right? Um, Now I know some people are gonna say, well, yeah, but like with a mage, for example, you can like get a lot of this, right? And put them all together and use the AoE, use the blizzard, and then it's gonna be good. And I'll say, well, yeah, that's gonna be good. Like that's, I'm not saying that's bad, but I think this one is better, especially when you find competition, which at some point you are always gonna find. Like it's always gonna happen sooner or later, right? Even on this spot that is way better than the others, you can see there's still gonna be some guy around here, right? Um, this guy's I think this guy's doing like a quest or something because he's only level 60. He's here, uh, like he's mad at me because I'm taking them all. I leave you some. Yeah. So, okay. So what I was saying, anyways, is like with the hunter, um, there's another extra benefit that barely anybody thinks about. Okay. So let's say this guy, right? This guy is like what is he actually? A priest, right? Or whatever. Okay. Most of the classes, you see, they have an spell that they have to take a while to throw, right? So in other words, whoever takes whoever gives the first hit to the enemy is gonna be able to take the loot of this enemy, right? So the good thing about the hunter is that I can just press a button, I can just press 3, like this spell, Serpent Sting, for example, or the Arcane Shot, right? I can just press it, and it's instantly tagged the enemy, right? That doesn't have any cast time, and the range is extremely far, right? Especially if you have this talent, right? Um, there's a talent that increases your range. If I'm correct, I think I have it, or I had it at some point. I'm not 100% sure because I changed my talents at some point. I think it's don't quite remember, but I know there's one, right? I know there's one that basically does that. It just gives you a bit more range with the spells. I think it's this one, yeah. You can see it says Hawkeye on the survival tree, right? Increases the range of your range weapons by 6 yards. So you basically have crazy range, right? And you can instantly tag any enemy, and not just any enemy, but multiple enemies. Why? Because the arcane shot spell for the hunter, it has a cooldown, right? Like let me show you. So this spell here, arcane shot, this is like an empowered auto attack basically, right? And it has a 6-second cooldown, although it doesn't have a cast time, which is really good, but it does have a cooldown, right? However, the Serpent Sting, you can instantly press it. This is like a damage over time spell, so you can just do this. Look, I'll show you. You can do one, like I press 3 on one, I press 3 on the other, and then I press 3 on the other, right? Now we just got them all together, like nobody can take them, right? This is extremely good. I see very few people talking about this. I think this is one of the best things that the hunter has. And most people say, well, the hunter doesn't have AoE, and they are grown because you can use the explosive trap. You can place it on the ground, and all of them, they are gonna get fire damage. You see, and it's changing the targets, and they both got the fire damage, right? I mean, yes, it's not gonna be as strong as a mage with the blizzard spell, but I think it actually makes up because the thing with the mage is that I think like you need to get them all together. You need to tag them. If there's competition, it's gonna be hard to constantly be tagging all the mobs to you, right? With this, it's extremely easy. Like you can see in like if you do it fast enough, in like half a second or around that, you can tag all the 3-4 mobs that respawn, right? If you do it really fast. So I think that's extremely good. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So about the item, like one of the interesting questions maybe will be like, okay, how well does this item sell? And just to put it in simple words, there's always too much demand. Like even if you were farming this for like 8 hours in a day, right? You will still be fine. Like this is the type of farm that everybody's buying this item. Okay, everybody needs this item one way or another, whether it's for crafting items to the auction house or just the final like buyer. You know that eventually needs that item to exist, so there can be a crafter that makes it for him, right? So yeah. About the goals that you make from this, I can't really tell you because it just like it's gonna vary, right? Depending of the market, depending of a lot of things. But I'll say it's gonna be pretty good because this is one of the best materials on the game, right? Um, so yeah, that's pretty much everything. I mean, just to be clear, you can do this on basically any class that has any source of damage. Okay, it doesn't have to be hunter or mage or whatever. But if I have to choose like 100% a class, especially if you are not like a sweaty and you are not like, uh, let's say, necessarily good at the game, right? You are like very chill type of player or whatever. I'll really, really recommend you Hunter because you basically just press like 3-4 buttons over and over and that's it. I have a lot of them here. Like you might see, well, you have a lot of buttons, yeah, but most of them I barely ever use them, right? I use the poison arrow, the serpent sting for tagging the enemies. Then I use this one, which is the arcane shot. Then I use the intimidation, which is just your pet will stun a target, right? And then I'll use this explosive trap usually when I get few of them together. Um, and then when they are on melee range, I'll use this, which is empowered melee auto attack, and basically that's it. Like on very simple terms, that's it. Of course, you can like do better and everything, but you just wanna play very chill, very relaxed. You can do this, and it's gonna be perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, thank you for watching the video. Uh, you can subscribe to this channel to the Sturnos, and I'll see you on the next one.